Hello, you beautiful movers and shakers and visionary makers. I'm Sky Sheridan, and we're here again with another episode of Under One Sky, where we see solutions, hear humanity, and feel the future. We're having life discussions that build better communities. So today we're very excited to have a Mother's Day edition. And guess who's going to be on the show today? My mom, along with our co-hosts, Beth Soelberg and Rachel Wu, who are both mothers of three. So we're going to be talking a lot about the matriarchy today, of course, and origins of life and the miracle of life and motherhood and all those good things. So it's going to be really fun to hear from Michelle Heath, who is my adopted mother. I was adopted into this wonderful family, and we're going to hear a lot about that story and the origins of that. And also, Michelle has her own blog where she's talking about health and healing and a way through. And she's also writing a book right now. So we're really excited to feature Michelle, my mother, and the mothers, Beth and Rachel. So without much further ado, let's jump right in. Well, Mom, welcome to the show. Well, happy Mother's Day. How was your
Thank you,
mom's
Sky.
day? How's your mom's day going?
It's really been busy. So there's like probably 20 people downstairs.
Well, I hope you're getting through, I know what can be very chaotic family time, and that you're feeling some love for being the incredible and awesome mom that you are. You've made such a difference in my life, Michelle, and having adopted me and swept me off my path of craziness. So I'm so thankful for you. And this whole show is about you today, Mom. And also it's going to be about Rachel and Beth because they have three kids like you do. And so we're going to be discussing
kind of a crazy
we'll be
coincidence,
discussing the matriarchy
right?
today, which will be fun. And I hope I don't have to, I won't be mansplaining too much. So I'm going to try to take a back seat on this podcast today. And also we're broadcasting live for the first time on Instagram. So we have some people joining us here. They're just going to watch the behind the scenes and they'll be able to hear the whole organic process of what happens on this show. Rachel's going to read us a beautiful poem about Mother Earth because the biggest mother of all, of course, is the earth that sustains and supplies and supports us. Rachel is our pod priestess, by the way.
The
Right?
pod priestess,
The pod
the most
priestess.
organic pod. What would that be? Like pod title that to ever come to creation, I guess. So this is actually a poem that was written by a poet by the name of Mark Nepo. He's actually been featured on Oprah and so forth. But I love that it is all about our mutual mother. And so this is Earth Prayer. O endless creator, force of life, seat of the unconscious, Dharma, Atman, Ra, Kalb, dear center of our love, Christ-light, Yahweh, Allah, Mawu, mother of the universe. Let us, when swimming with the stream, become the stream. Let us, when moving with the music, become the music. Let us, when rocking the wounded, become the suffering. Let us live deep enough till there is only one direction, and slow enough till there is only the beginning of time, and loud enough in our hearts till there is no need to speak. Let us live for the grace beneath all we want. Let us see it in everything and everyone, till we admit to the mystery that when I look deep enough into you, I find me. And when you dare to hear my fear in the recess of your heart, you recognize it as your secret, which you thought no one else knew. But let us embrace that unexpected moment of unity as the atom of God. Let us have the courage to hold each other when we break and worship what unfolds. O nameless spirit that is not done with us, let us love without a net, beyond the fear of death until the speck of peace we guard so well becomes the world.
Rachel, definitely, she's always holding space in the beginning of our podcast to elevate this conversation and make sure that it reaches the right ears and the right hearts and that it's felt. So I really thank you for that, Rachel, for holding space for Mother Earth today on Mother's Day. So thank you. Okay, so we have a Discord channel, and that's where we have conversations because we don't want to be on Facebook anymore. And so we have a special Discord group where we discuss these topics. We have several topics like elevating narratives, which this podcast will go into, evolving consciousness, which I believe also this podcast will go into, because we're going to talk about the matriarchy. And so we invite all of you guys to go on Discord and have a conversation with us. So first question from Discord is, what was your favorite toy as a child, Mom?
I'm pretty sure was my record player. When I was quite small, my dad and mom, I was the firstborn of 4, and they bought me a record player and a lot of records, like record albums. I mean, oh my gosh, I just played that thing constantly. And then it transferred as I grew up to, you know, all the different ways and forms of listening to music. And I just think music is just the best thing in the world. And I don't know how my life would have been without that record player.
Did you have like a favorite record, Mom, that you played just like endlessly till you broke it, or just do you worn it out?
As a kid, I didn't. And then later, when there were films, we loved like the soundtrack to The Sound of Music, or the soundtrack to Mary Poppins, or, you know, that type of thing. So that was my favorite thing.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing.
We're all ready to break into like
Yes.
Chimney right now.
We're right there. Just Julie Andrews is inside of me.
It was about to be hijacked by like the Sound of Music play. Like that's what.
Right.
We were all gonna bust out
Right.
into like perfect unison.
Yes.
So, Michelle, I'd love to know what your star sign is.
Oh, my sun sign is Libra. Yeah.
So, balance, big key, big key. Do you find that rings true for you?
Yeah, you know, what I've always told all my kids, and what I believe myself, is astrology is super fun and a lot of things are true, but don't ever give up your power to some other form of defining your personality. If it says a Libra is balanced and I'm not feeling balanced, then I won't be balanced. You know, it's like, and my husband always teases because he's an Aquarius, and he always says, Libras are never balanced. It's the scales. They're always going.
Seeking balance.
Yeah, seeking, exactly. Emphasis on the seeking. Make sure you don't give up your power to something outside of yourself.
Mom,
Absolutely.
we were like, I'm so your son, because on every episode that we talk about the star sign, and people have different various reactions, obviously, like some people are like, I don't care about that, or I don't know about it, or they're really into it, like I know everything about it. And I always say, like, the stars incline, they don't compel, right? Like at the end of the day, we have the stars have influence on us, but they don't have any power over us. We are the power, obviously, right? So thank you for echoing who I am and teaching who I am, and being like my copy, my real life mom son copy. I love that.
So speaking of power and having power, Michelle, I would love to know what you would consider your superpower. Like, what is something about you that is just magical and wonderful?
I know right away.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. I'm ready.
I have I think of it as a gift that I see people's higher selves. So like when I meet someone, I often don't really see the parts that aren't great. It's not like I'm ignorant of it, but it's like I just see the higher person inside. And so that I've noticed that when I'm with people, I tend to bring out that person.
That is so accurate. I mean, I feel like I've been on the receiving end of that. You know, I'm so aware of all my shortcomings, but I don't feel that with you. I don't feel like I feel a lot of possibility when I'm with you.
Okay, well then we're gonna go right into the last question. What is your hobby or creative outlet, which I think is going to tie into what we're going to be talking about, the thing you're doing right now that you love so much. So yeah, tell us what you do that brings you joy.
I do so many things that bring me joy. One of the main things I love is being physical, like going skiing or for a really long hike or something like that. Also to balance that with other things. So like I love to be like creating by writing, which yes, is one of my main things I'm doing right now. I consider it my work. So I don't know if it's exactly a hobby, but it is definitely something that I'm doing a lot of right now. And through the blog, through the book, but I couldn't write if I couldn't also be physical. So I have to say that you have to gut out and move, whatever it is. And then I kind of feel like I can go internal and do my writing.
It's like the best answer ever. You're like, I can't choose what. Same with the superpower. You're like, I have a lot of superpowers. I'm a mom, for heaven's sakes. I mean, my goodness, I can juggle babies, a job, a husband, and my community.